Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, I'm your brother Ken, a missionary of 12 years serving in Japan. But this channel is all about exploring my other passion, awesome cinema. So look, the sun is up right here in Tokyo. I get kind of tired at night, so I'm glad I was able to clear some time away. I'm on a 4-day holiday. 1 day has already passed. So hey, I am ready to finally get into Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. There's no other Temple of Doom out there, I don't think. Look, this movie I grew up with. I have seen it before, full disclaimer. I'm gonna say something really weird, and I think maybe some film connoisseurs might understand what I mean by this, okay? Raiders of the Lost Ark, which, I did maybe a month ago on this channel. You can check it out. I recommend that you do. Raiders of the Lost Ark is, in my opinion, the best film of the series, okay? Hands down. It's iconic, well shot, great balance of drama and humor and that pulp element I talked about. The Temple of Doom is my favorite, okay? I can fully respect Raiders. It's the best. Technically, it's the best. Well made. But when it comes to that rewatchable factor, which Raiders has it too, but not as much as Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? I can go back to Temple of Doom anytime. I can watch that every week. It's almost like a non-stop roller coaster, literally, in the end. But anyway, the reason I love Temple of Doom is because I feel that the movie really exhibits what Spielberg and Lucas set out to do when they made the Indiana Jones trilogy. An homage to pulp comics and adventure serials from the 1930s, right? Raiders did that awesomely, introducing us to that, the huge boulder chasing him, the golden idol he's searching for, an adventure in a dark jungle. But man, Temple of Doom is like a B12 shot of pulp fiction. I mean, it is like they just said, look, we're just gonna throw the comic book on the movie screen. So I love it because of that. And it's unashamedly pulp. It dials everything pulpy about Indy Jones up to 12. So I'm looking forward to getting into this. There's a lot to talk about, not just from pulp aspects, but there's some theological aspects because theology has always been a big part of Indiana Jones, except the last one, but we don't talk about that. Do me a huge favor, man. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know all about when I release new content. I'm listening to you guys. So that's it. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. Let's get it. I got some golden grams here. Don't laugh and don't judge me, man. Do not judge me. Raw fish is good, but it gets tired sometimes. Love it. Harrison Ford starring and interesting, like that logo we've come to associate with Indiana Jones, but they've only used it so far in one movie. I like it. This is so different from the first movie. That's what I love about it. It starts with this, 1920s dance number. Was it Bugsy Siegel? Is that what they call it? Did I say Bugsy Siegel? That's a gangster, right? I meant Bubsy Berkeley. Bubsy Berkeley was a movie director and film choreographer known for his, lavish musical dance numbers that really influenced Spielberg and Lucas when they made this sequence. Anything goes. This whole scene is just so well choreographed. I mean, I want to know who was the art director on this as well. It's not just the choreography, it's the colors and the lighting. Douglas Slocum, I know, is famous as the Indiana Jones cinematographer.
Anything goes.
I don't know, I get the feel of somewhat of a screwball comedy. They just mix all of this into the Indiana Jones films. That's why they're so successful and iconic and nostalgic, Shanghai, 1935. And I heard that Spielberg was influenced also by 007. Hmm.
You never told me you spoke my language, Dr. Jones.
Only on special occasions.
So, it is true. You found Nurhaci.
Last night one of your boys tried to get Nurhaci. Without paying for him, I spared his life.
Aren't you going to introduce us?
Willie Scott. This is Indiana Jones, famous archaeologist.
Funny little men searching for their mommies.
Mummies.
Dr. Jones is going to deliver him now.
And these dudes do not play. I've been to Shanghai twice. I mean, obviously this has never happened to me. But there were some scams that nearly took advantage of me and took all my money.
Where anything goes.
Anything goes.
The diamond, Lau. The deal was for the diamond.
I love this. That's great storytelling, and it really hooks the audience in, right? It keeps us invested, our eyes invested. Yeah, Indiana Jones he's a hero, but he's somewhat of an anti-hero.
From Paris.
I love the way he's looking at her like, what are you complaining about? That's that screwball comedy element I was talking about.
Nurhaci's a real small guy.
Remains of Nurhaci, first emperor of Manchu dynasty.
So I did some research, and Nurhaci, turns out, was a Manchu or Jurgen, but he was able to unite the Manchus and launch an attack on the Ming dynasty, conquest. And so his dynasty, the Manchu or the Qing dynasty, came from that. It's weird, his name, I saw it either means the skin of a wild boar or brave like a wild boar.
Welcome home, old boy. Trying to develop a sense of humor or am I going deaf?
She's doing her makeup. She's oblivious to what's going on.
Antidote.
To what?
The poison you just drank, Dr.
Wow.
You keep it going. I find another.
Ooh, that's dirty. Oh. We used to watch this movie in grade school when I was a kid, when it was rest time. I don't know why, it was kind of a weird choice for, like, you know, second graders. But
not this time, Indy.
that scene
Followed
always
you on
stuck
many
with me.
adventures to the great unknown
The
mystery.
great unknown mystery.
I go first, Indy.
I go first. Wow.
Must be true, Dr. Jones.
Here we go. Man, Indiana Jones movies used to be relentless. Oh! That ain't right, but he's under the influence, or he's poisoned. And I'm sure somebody would say, man, that's not realistic. They should have hit him. You don't say. The man's hat never comes off. Just see that camera angle? It's so Spielberg, but it's comic. You know, I love that. This is it. This is ridiculous, but it's pulp, and I love it. The crazy madman criminal. He's forgot about his brother's death so quickly. It's comic. It's pulp.
I don't want to go!
Club Obi-Wan. Anybody else catch that?
Wow, holy smoke! Crash landing!
There is a part of Shanghai that still looks similar to this. It's called the Bund, and it's got that 1920s something. No time for love. The sound of that gun is so OP, man. Like, but it's iconic. Oh man, look at that. They are not playing, man.
my gun? Where's my gun?
I burnt my fingers and I cracked a nail!
Ah, Dr. Jones. I'm Weber. I spoke with your assistant, we managed to secure 3
Dan Ackroyd.
slight inconvenience, as you will be riding on a cargo full of live poultry.
Poultry. It's so much funnier too, knowing that Dan Ackroyd, a Canadian, I believe, from Saturday Night Live, and he's speaking in a British accent what he thinks Colonel Mustard must sound like. Look at that, the light across the face. So many comic book, pulp comic covers where the villain is looking like that. You know, that's classic with the light across his eyes like that.
Nice try, Lao Shay.
Goodbye, Dr. Jones.
Well, I can tell this is already going to be a crazy long time to edit. There's so much to talk about. Mainly the iconic outfit, but Lion Tamer.
Allowing you to tag along.
But I do like that the white tux. You know, I've always wanted to wear one of those. Great Wall of China. Been there too. Don't ever go in the winter. That goes without saying, Ken. I know, but I went there in February, and let me tell you, my fingers were like icicles, just taking a photo for 5 seconds. About to jump out parachute. I hope they have somebody to meet them wherever they fall. 1930s, China.
Oh no. You know how to fly, don't you?
No, do you? How hard can it be?
Dr. Jones, no more parachute!
Shorty.
Here we go. People have a problem with nuking the fridge, but with this, they forgive it. I think it's more so because it's just nostalgia. It's part of their childhood, so they don't take it too seriously. It is so realistically well done, though. There's no CGI, obviously. It's 1984. And I'm pretty sure those are dummies. I hope. And that was one take.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
I hate being wet, and I hate you!
Good. They're like an old married couple already. They just met each other, you know. Well, Short Round and Indy knew each other, but they still feel like a family already, bickering. And it's you know, and that draws us as the audience even deeper into the story, like we're them. Do greeting. She swatted the boy away, like, get away, stop. I'm noticing things that I've never noticed before. You know, I know people don't like her, but I know this actress. I've seen her in other stuff. Like, she's not like that. She can play different roles. She was playing this character like this. I would say this is reminiscent of when tribes make first contact with white people and they think they're like divine or they think that they're demonic. It depends, you know, with each tribe. But this is 1930s British Raj.
Can't eat this.
That's more food than these people eat in a week. They're starving. Eat it.
I assume that's eat. I've always loved this about Indy's character. It might be a little bit modern thinking from the 1980s to include that in there. I don't know. Not everybody was racist, you know, 80 years ago. So the flies on. I love that.
On the way to Delhi, you will stop at Pankot.
Pankot is not on the way to Delhi.
It's not on the way to Delhi, exactly.
Palace has the power of the dark light. It is that
Dark
place.
light.
Kill my people.
That's interesting. Dark light. That's interesting because Satan in Christian culture, Satan is called an angel of light, or he presents himself as an angel of light. So he does portray a light to people, and it gives some illumination. But because of his evil and perverseness that is secretly inside, light that he shows is confusing and ultimately leads to human destruction.
You listen to Sowamu, you live longer.
Sowamu. That's the boy's name, actually. That's Short Round's Chinese name. I never got that when I was a kid.
And took Shiva Linga
from our village.
Shiva Linga.
Sacred stone from a shrine that protects the village.
It is why Shiva brought you here.
So Shiva is one of the main deities of Hinduism. He is called the destroyer in some traditions. And in other traditions, he's the supreme deity, the one that creates and molds the universe. In some traditions, he has a wife where he lives with her on a mountain and has some 3 children, including Ganesh. Lingam or Shiva Linga are objects, sometimes stone, that are like physical representations of Shiva on the earth. So you may find them in Hindu temples or in small shrines throughout the country, dotting the countryside.
Lamai.
Lamai.
Lama?
So Lamai must be children.
He says they stole their children.
This is going to be difficult because I don't even know what tribe they are. There are many Indian tribes, and I don't know which tribe. The only tribes I know are actually Tamil, because I have some friends and people that I know that are Tamil. So I don't know. If any of you guys watching this understand what he just said, Lamai, is that children or child? I tried looking it up, and as I said, it's difficult. Let me know in the comments. Appreciate it. Wow. That is sad, man. You can see the lines on his back. Yeah, actually, this movie is the reason why they created the PG-13 rating system, if you didn't know that.
Shankara.
Many of the children still there. What we do, Dr. Jones?
I wonder if, I know that's a matte painting, but
Glory, kid.
you can see the smoke coming from the village down below. So I wonder how they did that. John Williams, man, his music is just so iconic because he really knows how to give every character and every scene a different theme, like totally different. Here we go. Yeah, that shot and that music really gives the feel of like a jungle expedition. Cosmopolitan girl.
Oh, quit complaining. This is expensive stuff.
I'm going to stop taking up for you, girl, okay? Everybody in the world is all about marrying and wants to cut you down.
Really need a bath.
You won't get. I have all your money. Ha ha ha.
It's poker, Shorty. Anything can happen.
Shorty's family were killed when the Japanese bombed Shanghai. He's been living on the streets since he was 4.
That's a sensitive topic, especially for me living here in Japan. I forgot about that.
The trouble with her is the noise.
Don't you cheat. Beautiful car.
Did he cheat?
With 10 cents.
Willie is my professional name. Indiana.
Indiana.
Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
My professional name.
Give me some money, man. I took up for you, too.
Sanskrit.
Cut it out.
It's part of the legend of Sankara. He climbs Mount.
Sanskrit is an ancient Indo-European language.
He told him to go forth and combat evil. And to help him, he gave him 5 sacred stones with magical properties.
Magic rocks, fortune, and glory. Sweet dreams, Dr. Jones.
Where are you going? I'd sleep closer if I were you.
I'd be so afraid of camping out in the Indian wild jungle. Not to mention the tigers, but you have like sloth bears that are known to be highly aggressive against humans. They like to aim for the eyes. I've seen the photos. Still looking forward to going to India though. I am, actually. I want to stay in Jaisalmer Fort, which I think the model that's coming up was influenced by Jaisalmer.
Pankot Palace.
Even today, they've got a lot of palaces like this where Maharajas, like the Indian rulers, used to live. And I've actually seen some of them on Airbnb of all places. My God. Look at that. That's a really uncomfortable shot, Indy, that close, but that's done on purpose. Those are fingers, man. Why did my school play this for us almost like twice a month? Every culture, man, every culture has some history, some element of human sacrifice. I've done the research.
I should say you look rather lost. But then I cannot imagine where in the world the three of you would look at home.
That's an accurate statement.
We're not lost. This is Miss Scott. This is Mr. Round.
Shut down.
My name is Indiana Jones.
Eminent archaeologist.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
It's so interesting how there are so many Indian people, especially in the past, I don't know about now, but that speak English way better than I do. That's a beautiful sunset.
Shorty, where's my razor?
That's beautiful. Let me not do that. This is so lavish, the design, man.
This is Captain
Bloomberg, 11th Pune Rifles. And you, sir, and Dr. Jones.
British find it amusing to inspect us at their convenience.
The British Raj was the colonial reign of England, Britain over the Indian subcontinent, sometimes called the Crown Rule of India, from 1858 to 1947. This was a controversial time for, the reason, of course, of one country exerting their rule and their culture over another. Also because of certain policies that came into play at the time, there were many famines and other forms of civil unrest. On the flip side, there was an influx of missionary work, with some missionaries, including female missionaries, being welcomed into areas that other foreigners previously had not been welcomed into.
You look beautiful.
I think the Maharaja is swimming in loot. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea.
I'm done taking up for her. I'm done. This is the kid with the high voice, I remember.
That's the Maharaja. Kid.
It's interesting because I wonder at this point, are these their regular personalities or are these the personalities of them under the influence of Kali?
Surprise.
Oh my God. Ah.
Of course, Thuggee was an obscenity that worshipped Kali with human sacrifices.
Before this gets any crazier, just let me say a little bit something about the Thuggee. So the Thuggee were a cult in India that originated around the 1300s, and they continued on until they were wiped out by the British Army at the end of the 19th century. So the word Thuggee means in Hindi, deceiver or swindler. Actually, that's where we get the English word thug. That's where thug comes from. Thug is an individual Thuggee cult member. If any of you enjoy calling yourselves or friends of yours thugs or thug life, are you about that thug life? You're a worshiper of Kali, a cult member. So if you're okay with that, don't do that. So the Thuggee were known to rob and strangle travelers along roads, especially foreigners visiting the country. They believed that their work was in service to Kali. They believed that if they did not supply enough deaths to her, she would destroy the world. I love how they're cutting this, intercutting this serious talk with the dude eating giant snake worms. What are they eating? That's what I want to know. It looks tame.
I have heard the evil stories of the Thuggee cult. I thought the stories were told to frighten children. I'm ashamed of what happened here so many years ago. And I assure you, this will never happen again.
He commands the room.
My kingdom.
Have I offended you? sorry.
Chilled a monkey brain.
We still got the fur.
I think I'll just check on Willie.
That's all you better do. Tell me later what happened.
Amscray.
5 minutes. You'll be back over here in 5 minutes.
I'll be asleep in 5 minutes.
It's just so funny, like how he's playing it off so well. We all know what's really going on in his mind. I love this scene though because it's doing a really good job of setting you up for a scare.
Not coming.
Ooh.
I believe I'm not going.
It's a typical Thuggee modus operandi there.
The night I slipped right through your finger. Sleep time.
It could have been your greatest adventure.
I love that. Man, that is a strong fan, right?
Jordy, go get her.
One thing I like about this though is that in movies you see a lot of ancient like ruins and things, archaeological treasures found, especially from Rome, that are just all like brown and sandy colored. But when you actually see these type of finds, like if you go to the British Museum, like I did with my buddy, you see the traces of paint still there, you know? Ugh, ugh. Even the way, just that analogy. Ah.
Stop. Look, just stand up against the wall, will you?
All right.
Oh, I broke a nail.
It's amazing that just because by a sliver Indiana Jones survives ultimate demise that we enjoy his films.
We are going to die!
Thuggee ceremony. They're worshiping Kali.
That is a creepy looking version of Kali, but the actual version that's we see in paintings is not much better. I don't know if the actual sacrifices were as elaborate as this. Ancient Assyria or Sumeria or Babylonia, that'd be a different thing because that was an entire kingdom, not like a cult hiding underground. Here we go. Oh my God, man. Om Nom Shivai. I always thought it was Om Nom Shibai, but if there's anybody in the comments, if you know what he's saying, please let me know. You crazy. And I knew this was coming because I've seen it, but still. Okay, so I think this is a good time to talk about Kali Ma. So Kali is the Hindu Black Mother goddess. She's considered to be the goddess of ultimate power, change. She's also considered to be the goddess of time, destruction, and change. In some legends, other gods counted on Kali because of her ferocity to fight their battles or to destroy other demons. In other legends, she, in her rage, gets out of control and begins to destroy everyone in front of her, and it's feared that she would destroy the universe. So Shiva, who we talked about before, who is the head deity, decides to lay on the ground and allow her to stomp on his chest to kind of somehow shake her out of this rageful storm. Wow. So those are the stones. That is so eerie.
The legend says when the rocks are brought together, the diamonds inside them will glow.
Oh.
Diamonds?
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 Diamonds. How can people not see them? A bit crazy. You'd have to be.
Maybe. But not today.
I've heard stories of people in India, from Indian missionaries and pastors in India, saying, you know, when people pray to Kali, seeing her stand actually behind the statue in the darkness, seeing her form. Ooh. Wow. Once again, that pulp effect, right? The light on the face. Yeah, look at that. The ancient Assyrians used to do that. In the Bible, God judges them for that. The Assyrians were known to cut off skins of their enemies and lay them on, you know, the outside of their castle walls, to cut off heads and ears and tongues. And there are relief statues showing these atrocities. Some of them you can even see in the British Museum, like I did. Where is he going? Ooh. I knew that was coming, and it still got me.
There were 5 stones in the beginning. Over the centuries, they were dispersed by wars, sold off by thieves like you. A century ago, when the British raided this temple and butchered my people, a loyal priest hid the last 2 stones down here in the catacombs.
So that's what you've got these slaves digging for, huh? They're innocent children.
They dig for the gems to support our cause.
That was justified real quick.
Aye.
There's Pat Roach again. Always the big guy in every Indiana Jones movie to be, you know, engaged in fisticuffs with him. Except the last movie. He wasn't in Kingdom, the Crystal Skull. Oh my God, man, this is dark. So they're kind of mixing, once again, this is the pulp thing, right? Before people get too serious about this. They're mixing different ritualistic beliefs. The voodoo doll is not Indian, you know. The voodoo doll is, you know, from voodoo. African, West African diaspora around the world.
The Hebrew God will fall. And then the Christian God will be cast down and forgotten. Ali Ba will rule the world.
21st century thinking, you may think that there are people not like this in the world, but there are. We Christians, we believe that there is one God, but we're not commanded by our Lord to go about it this way, spreading the gospel, you know. Peter says always be prepared to give a reason for the faith that you have, but with love and respect, compassion. See, this is one of the reasons I really like this film. I know it's a weird scene to be saying this, but I don't like that he's going through this, you know, voodoo hallucination possession. But what I mean is it's so different from the other movies. The first one and the third one of the Indiana Jones films, they are similar in many ways. I like both of them. I love both of them. This one stands out to me because it's mostly in one location. That is creepy. From here on, it's like a roller coaster, 30-minute long adventure, just extravaganza.
I have anything nice to say about this place when I get back.
Typical American response.
You're not one of them. You're not one of them.
He looks positively delighted. I didn't know for so many years that they're basically saying the name of that cult leader over and over again, because his name is Molaram. I don't know what Sugaram is, but...
Dr. Jones! Indy, I love you!
Ooh, I felt that too. His friend, oh man, that's so sweet. And look at that, man. They were ready to, man.
I'm all right,
Oh, here we go. This is so pulpy. I love it. Wait a minute. Here we go. I know that's Smarts. Is it still there? It's like some little helper running around.
Right. All of us.
The fedora, the outline, silhouette, beautiful. I mean, you could say that this film is dark and some people didn't like it. A lot of moms didn't like it back in the 80s. But it's also a statement against child slavery because this kind of thing still happens today. Speaking of human sacrifice, it's not just something that is, you know, relegated to history. There are many reports of that happening still in some African countries. Children have been maimed and mutilated by witch doctors because there are certain parts of their body that are sought after by people that have diseases or you know, for sexual aphrodisiacs or whatever. World Vision and Children on the Edge are two such organizations that are designed specifically to root out this problem. If you want to give donations to them or learn more about their organization, you can check out the link down below in the description. I love how India is always smiling, you know, like even in danger. I mean, this is a good moment. Ooh. Boom. What a striking scene, right? Tear down all the decadence.
Here, try this.
Can't imagine what that feels like. Was he like trying to help him? It looks like he was trying to save him. They were just killing each other, but... Okie dokie.
You must take the left tunnel. Thank you.
There's a guy in college that would always mimic what that kid just said in that high voice. Ooh, nice. I know some people like, man, that's racist that every, you know, Asian knows martial arts. But let me tell you something. After living in Japan for 12 years, it's not as racist as you may think. In these countries that have birthed martial arts, you're expected to take these in school. It's like going to PE, you know? So I can't tell you how many people I've met here, businessmen and their judo masters. That is cool. I love that. It's like, now you can see where the Disney rides came from and everything, right? It's almost like Indiana Jones, like Universal Studios action set adventure. And he had to go down the wrong tunnel. All of that was a setup just to let us know things are going to get even more hairy and crazy from here on in. Wow, this is crazy. The worst route of the worst route, basically. Oh! Just the flow of action. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. See, she came through. Okay, now, it's pulp. It's pulp.
Water!
That's so scary. It's so realistic, too. Spielberg will just not stop. But see, this is what it looks like when you're having fun making a film, you know? It's like, what else can we throw in there? It's called back to Raiders. Like this is what should have been in Raiders. There was supposed to be a full sword fighting scene, but Harrison Ford had dysentery that day, so it just changed into the iconic pull out the gun and shoot him. So now, you know, Han Solo.
Let her go! Drop them, Dr. Jones! They will be found! You won't! Shorty! Chao Chi! Latsu Sansa!
Hello, lady, we go for a ride.
Oh my God! See nuts!
You know Nuts. He's crazy.
Prepare to meet Kali in hell. Oh! What are you doing?
What are you doing? Oh! Oh! I feel almost like the kid gave him the idea to do that. He's like, I forgot about this. Oh! Oh! Man, I always hated seeing like his bald head chip on the wall.
Well, it's about time.
Wow, everything's green again. Look at that. He's like, I'm surprised to see you all three alive. Well done. For real, man. I wonder if they actually use villagers. I mean, because, yeah, everybody looks very real. You know, not Hollywoodized, you know, if that's a word, but they just look very authentic. It'd be even cooler if those were actually families, like real families.
No more adventures with you, Doc.
That's how his adventures happen,
For
though.
all the fun we've had together.
Uh-oh. Well, guys, that's it. That is my reaction to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Great film. Still love it. As I said before, Raiders is the best made, but Temple of Doom is my favorite. Harrison Ford, as always, brings his awesome charm and to the role. And I think part of his charm is that he's like a man in over his head. You know, that brings the charm to it. That gives him that everyman feel. And we feel like we are him on the adventure. Because I can tell you, if I was in this case, if I was in this situation, I can tell you clearly, I would have no idea what to do. I have some martial arts skills. I have karate skills, brown belt in karate. In taekwondo, I have a blue belt. And I have experience living overseas. I have experience, you know, trekking in the desert, camel trekking in the Sahara in Morocco, talking with people. I have those skills, but fighting a knife-wielding cult on a mine cart, not there yet. Not quite there yet. Anyway, guys, I love the actor. I think his name is Jonathan Ke Quan. He's one of my favorite child actors from the 80s. He was also in The Goonies. Love that kid. I don't know why I call him a kid. He's a grown man. He's older than me now. And actually, I'm looking forward to seeing him in the new movie, Everything Always at Once, or something like that. Everything Everywhere All at Once. There you go. You can't fault me for messing that up. Come on. Kate Capshaw, I don't know if you know, who is the wife of Steven Spielberg. She plays Willie in this, and I think that, you know, as opposed to what many other people believe, I think she did a good job in her role here of making us so annoyed by Willie, okay? She's an actress, so she knows how to create different believable characters. Watch her in Black Rain. As I said, check out Black Rain. And then just to the whole Indian cast, I mean, I like that there were so many different types of Indian characters shown. And, you know, sometimes in a movie like this, especially during the time that this is supposed to take place, movies from the 1930s, you would not have this many, this diverse a range of characters of a certain ethnicity. Many characters of African, Black descent in old 1930s films, they all spoke the same way, yes, massa, or, even after slavery, drivers, bartenders, and yeah, I tell them Massa Joe, and I tell them and yeah, there were a lot of people that talked that way, but at the same time, there were, African-American intellectuals and activists at that time. So I like that in this film, they portrayed many different types of Indians. They showed, yes, you had the cult leader, but you also had the Maharaja, who had some nobility about him. And then you had the chancellor, I think his name was Chatalao, who I've seen him in other films as well. Unfortunately, one of the worst is in Street Fighter. It's Dawson. But in this, he played a very poised, intellectual, eloquent man. And I like that. I don't have anything else to say about the spirituality because that's all peppered throughout the film. I hope you go back and check it. I put timestamps so you can jump to the parts that are most interesting or most exciting. Look out for Last Crusade is coming. It's going to be this month. I'm going to do my best to get it done as soon as possible. This type of film and the different talks and commentaries that I'm doing in it, which I'm assuming you guys like, it takes time, right? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it's coming too. It's coming too. So that's it, guys. Hey, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I make more material, more content for you. And that's it. God bless you wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time on the sofa.